Good evening, guys. This is Tyrant. I just want to make a video. Maybe it'll give some people some insight, maybe some tips on how to do flat water backflips. Um, my ski was built to do flat water, but I didn't know a dang thing about flat water when I first rode it. So this was a long journey for me. I didn't start getting backflips until maybe 8 months or so into my jet ski um, riding, so I didn't really start getting flips until about a year into. So yeah, it's been a long journey for me, probably longer than I should have anticipated, but whatever. First thing I did when I got my ski was I just wanted to get inverted, so I just literally just I chased boats and hit their wakes. My first backflip was, of course, off a boat wake. Um, get inverted, just you want to get used to being upside down. You want to get comfortable, um, and you'll get some pretty high backflips going, much higher than you can flat water, of course. So you'll have fun doing it, and you'll get the motion down, and you'll kind of see what you got to do. Get a helmet. I'd recommend full face because I have actually hit my face on my handle hold. So luckily, I had my helmet. Didn't mess up my grill. All right, don't want my beautiful grill right here messing up. So get a helmet. Once you start your flat water attempts, there's gonna be like a lot of things you have to do in a short time frame. All right, got to aim your ski, throttle, pre-hop, trim, squat, gas it, pull back, whatever. All right, don't forget your fist pump at the end too. All right, all this will become muscle memory. All right, once you start doing this for a few days, a few weekends, what have you, you're gonna be able to do this in your sleep. So just keep going at it. You'll get it. Have someone watch you if you can. Hopefully they can flip flat water flip as well. Um, they'll just be able to observe you, give you some pointers, tell you what you're doing wrong, and what have you. As always, more power can offset any lack of skill, or just make you go higher if you're already awesome. Other crap. When I make my turns, I try to keep the handlebars in the same position. It'll ensure a fairly even setup. How I look at it, um, I don't like looking behind me to look at my setup like to see how I'm doing. I just keep my handlebars in the same position so that the radius of my setup wake will be the same. So that when I do turn into my setup wake, it's even, perfect, what have you. So that's what I like to do. This is a tip for some of you. Use trim during setup wake, obvious. If you don't use trim, you're just wasting some plowing capability to make your setup wake a little bit bigger, so use it. I like blipping the throttle during my setup wake. I feel I'm able to control the speed of my ski and the attitude of my ski a lot better. Um, if if my ski gets too nose high, it's gonna slow down. It's gonna plow way too much water. It's gonna mess up the timing of the entire setup. And if it flattens out and goes fast, it's also not gonna plow anything, and it's gonna go way too fast and throw the timing off as well. So I like to blip, cleans out the water box. If I need to speed up, I just hold my blips a little bit longer. If I need to slow down, I just hold my blips not as long. Um, Pretty simple, I guess. Now, your posture while flipping is is pretty crucial. If you don't have a lot of power, your posture is a very um, important aspect that will determine if you make it around or not. When you're hitting your wake, you want to keep your ass as low to the deck as you possibly can. All right, just pretend like you're taking a shit while you're camping. All right, um, your arms will be extended out, and when you hit the gas, the ski's just gonna pull your arms forward, and you're just gonna want to pull against that. Um, Pull against it, stand up, throw your head back, spot your landing, and hopefully you make it all the way around. Um, I'm sure you can find other videos, other pictures of a good posture, but I mean essentially that's it. Keep your ass down. Your arms will be outstretched in front of you, and yeah. Obviously, the more power you have, the less you have to focus on posture. Um, if you're running like a what are they 730, 771, 780s, um, yeah, I think posture will be very important for you guys. This is This is the first setup wake I did. I call it the Jack Sutton setup wake because apparently he likes to do them too. Now this is the general overhead view of what it looks like. This is about a 100-degree turn, maybe 90-degree if you really want to. And this is a pretty, what I would call a big setup wake. This covers a lot of area. So if we go to Jack 2 here, when you're actually doing a setup wake, you're going to have your trim down here, trim down, trim down, trim down. You're going to lift up your trim, and then you're going to turn into the wake. So there's no trim during this turn. That's going to mess you up. You'll have a long time to aim this setup wake here. And what you're going to want to do right here, you're actually going to want to you're going to blip your nose up here, alright, or pre-hop. I guess I call it pre-hop, but whatever. You're going to blip your nose up, and you're going to get over this sideways wake right here, alright? This sideways wake is going to be coming from your left side, and it's going to want to cross your ski here. This setup wake you're not going to quite see yet. It's still kind of hidden in the wake, but at this point when it's time to jump over this little wake right here, you're going to see this guy forming. You're actually going to want to blip over him, and once you do, you're going to be right in front of your wake, and you're just going to want to just load your pump up as much as you can to get up and over. And in fact, sometimes I've had it to where the back end of my ski is actually elevated above the front of my ski, and I'm able to accelerate almost into a valley and up a ramp. So I've gotten some very good rotations off this. If the geometry is lined up just right, it's gonna launch it pretty good. It doesn't happen too often, but if it's just right, it'll do well. This was the first wake. I don't do these anymore just because I feel U-wakes are way more efficient. And here's my U-wake. I tend to do 150 to 170 degrees. I don't do complete 180s, but yeah, I just don't. I've seen people do squares. Whatever works for you. This is just what I do for my setup wake. Of course, you're going through it, trim it. Now this radius here, I would say 30 feet. 30 feet radius. Don't have a measuring tape, so I honestly don't know. But roughly 30 feet. Go out here, and you're actually going to want, once you're done with your setup wake, you're actually going to want to turn around pretty quickly. This is a much smaller setup wake than the Jack wake. So once you do your turnarounds, you should see the wake forming pretty quickly. You're not going to have too much time to turn around and get into that. You're obviously going to be aiming right for the middle. You're going to plant your nose right here. This is a pretty simple wake. You'll have to avoid that freaking sideways wake. You want you to plant your nose right there. Oh, why'd that go over there? Get over here. Alright, here's your money shot. Just going to want to load your pump as much as you can. And in fact, if this setup wake is done pretty good, your entire setup wake right here will actually almost come to a point on the nose of your ski. So all this setup wake right here is just building up energy into a single point. And you want that point to pretty much go right underneath your ski and all the way through the pump. You want to keep that pump as loaded as long as possible. Hopefully you get around, and yeah. So those are just the two setup wakes I've used. The Jack wake and the U-wake. I'll go ahead and show you guys what that looks like, what those look like in real time. Then I'll break them down by frame. Alright, so let's look at the Jack setup wake here. Just look at it frame by frame here. Now I'm turning around into the wake. And here we go, we can kind of see it. my nose. Alright, I actually, look, I'm aimed a little bit to the left. I'm going to have to aim a little bit more to the right here. But this wave right here, this is going to be the wave that's going to come from the left and go to the right. This right here is part of your, it's going to be your main wake. You're hitting this guy behind this guy. So let's keep going. See, now it's kind of looking more like the slide I had. So here's this wake. I want to jump over this guy, and I'm going to hit this wake right here. Get that nose up. Alright, now my nose is planted. At this point, I'm gassing it right now. It'll take a while for my nose to get up, but here we go. Alright. Pump is still hooked up, probably left the water. And cool. Make that shit around, man. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, so here we got the U-wake here. Look at it frame by frame. You can see my setup wake where I started right here. We'll go around. Remember, this is a pretty quick turnaround here. This little guy will die off right here. Alright, you see this right here? You see this wake? You see this U? This is beautiful. This is what you want to see. You want to see this nice, even wake. And watch, it should come to a point. Look, this wake is just about a point right now. So I'm gonna stick this guy straight down my pump. And that is that. Yep. That's the U-wake, man. Yeah.